Hi, welcome to Start Select. Today we're going to be talking about the new announced AEW wrestling game and the other games they announced also. I'm joined by Anthony and Colin. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good stuff. It was only a couple of days ago that they announced it. It was something that we've all been kind of waiting for because it is a brand new wrestling game. I think we can all agree that we are kind of waiting for something new in terms of wrestling, and that's why I think you guys are perfect to have to talk to, because I am very interested to hear what you guys' thoughts are. We've not spoke about it, so whatever you guys say is fresh to me, so I can't wait to dive in. So it's not wasting any time. Like, what do you guys think of I'm gonna start with the big boy, the console version game. He said it's for this current generation and next gen, but what did you guys think of that game? It's not got an official title yet, but I'll start with Colin.
I can't wait. I can't wait for it. I think it's like a breath of fresh air, because we've not had a decent wrestling game in a long time.
I would say about 8 to 10 years.
Yeah, and it's made by the dude who made No Mercy.
Yeah.
So it's got like quite a good pedigree behind it, and you know Kenny Omega's not going to let a bad game get released.
Yeah.
And he said it'll be out when it's out, so
yeah,
it's not going to get rushed.
And I think the footage just shows.
He said it's coming in the winter.
No, that was a casino.
Game. That was the mobile game.
Oh, right, okay.
No, this game is. He even says before the trailer, like, this is very early footage.
I liked the graphics style. I don't know if you guys did, like, where it's a little cartoony,
right?
Because I don't think they have to go for that photorealistic aspect. I think they're going a bit arcaded. Like he said, he wants to make a fun game.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to make a wrestling simulator.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, you could see the Meltzer driver, so it's going to have its own creator wrestler mode or creator mode even.
That's certainly what I got from it. What about you, Anthony? What's your impressions of this game?
Well, I'm excited that it's good. We're getting an AEW game.
Yeah.
But you can tell, I don't think that trailer sort of gives away a lot, to be honest.
Right.
You can sort of tell that it is. I mean, I'm hoping that's early days.
It is, yeah.
I'm hoping so, because it doesn't look like it's sort of anywhere near ready for release. No. So, to be honest, I really do hope that the final product looks a hell of a lot different to that.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of my excitement, which I am excited about, but I think a lot of my excitement is more to do with, like, conceptually, like the idea of the AEW game.
Yeah.
Well, that comes.
I mean, I do feel good that it's going to be a good game because you've got Kenny Omega, who's a massive gamer. So, like you said, he's not going to allow a bad game to get past. And then the way they brought back Geeta from No Mercy.
Yeah.
So, they're definitely listening to the fans.
Yeah.
So, at least they're going in the right direction.
Yeah, see, for me, guys, like, at first I was a bit like, I don't know about this. This is very different than what I was expecting. I don't know about you guys, but this was very different. And then I was kind of, as I was watching it, I was like, I even said before they gave any details on this game that this has, like, No Mercy vibes, this. Like, I don't know what it was like. I said, this looks like No Mercy, but I didn't say it out loud. It was just something in the back of my head. And then obviously he came out and said, it's the team that did No Mercy. He even went out of his way and got the head producer to come back and help make this game. And now I think it's genius. I think it's absolutely genius. And I think it's good the way Kenny Omega is actually helping to develop this game, because you can tell that because we all know Kenny Omega is a gamer, but this shows that he's a gamer because he's actually getting something that a lot of people don't get, because it is split the audience 50-50. A lot of people think it's a bit meh, and then a lot of people think it, oh hell yeah, and the people that think it looks really good, they're the people that know of No Mercy. Like, I know about No Mercy. I know the heritage of No Mercy. Like, that game's basically, in my eyes, like, going way back, but that was like the first game to properly add wrestling fundamentals into a wrestling game. Like,
Yeah.
I remember like grabbing people. I mean, obviously it was a lot limited back in them days, but I remember grabbing people and being like, oh, I could do a wrestling move here. Oh, I could do an Irish rip. Simple things like that. And I think that's what stuck out. I mean, don't get me wrong, the SmackDown games that came later, the early SmackDown games, they were really good too. I mean, if not better, because they just kind of kept that formula that No Mercy started. But I think it's a really, really refreshing to see a wrestling game that's built around having fun, but I still feel like it's going to have a lot of stuff that makes a wrestling game wrestling. And I think it's like Colin, you said before, they're going away from the wrestling simulating kind of style.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know why I didn't think about it, but I never thought that they would go in the different direction that they have, because I'm just so used to wrestling simulators now that I kind of just feel like, oh, every wrestling game is going to be like this now.
Has to be
But
that.
it really doesn't, and a lot of people are giving it a lot of flack because it looks like, the latest WWE game that they released. It's not great. It's that one. I think you played
It's like
it.
a mobile game.
It looks like a mobile game, but it's a console game, isn't it? And then you can throw them into the crocodiles and all that crazy stuff like that. It doesn't look like that to me. To me, it looks like a next version of No Mercy in 2020. Do you know what I mean? And that to me is exciting. Like I can't wait to see what the developers could do with a game that's that old but release it in today's standards with up-to-date rosters as well, right? Like playing as Kenny Omega, playing as the Young Bucks, Chris Jericho even. Like I just hope that the wrestling, it plays like a wrestling game, but it also plays like a fighting video game too, like Kenny Omega says. Like I don't know about you guys, but I would say I watch a lot of fighting game esports. Kenny Omega knows his stuff. I'm telling you, like
Does, yeah.
I'm talking about even like things like frame data that would bore a lot of people. He knows his stuff about that, so that's why I feel really confident in letting Kenny Omega keep us up to date with that game and seeing how the game goes. But for me, I didn't expect this, guys. I'll be honest. Like I'm really excited. Like I didn't think No Mercy would be back in 2020. I mean, obviously the game's not going to be released this year, but seeing it in today's gaming, it's going to be like insane. Whether it'll work or not, I don't know. But so far, the early footage we have, I can't wait, to be honest. I mean, Anthony, did you ever play No Mercy or hear about it?
I never got the chance to play No Mercy, but
Yeah.
I mean, I know the reputation of No Mercy. Like literally, most people say it's like the best
Yeah.
wrestling game ever. For me personally, it peaked for me in what was it 2K7?
2K. Oh, is that the one with Triple H on the front? I think it was.
SmackDown versus Raw 2007.
Yeah, SmackDown versus Raw 07. That was my personal favourite. But
Right.
I mean, most people do say that it's the best game ever made. So
Yeah.
the way they've listened to the fans and actually taken on board that we need to go back to what everyone enjoyed the most
Yeah.
means a lot. I mean,
Really
also the cartoon graphics. I don't personally have a problem with the cartoon graphics. I think as long as the game itself is a solid game, it doesn't really. As long as the graphics are good.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're crap graphics, but you can make amazing cartoon graphics. You can make amazing photorealistic graphics. That's irrelevant. And also, you got the Def Jam games. They were they were like really good games, and they were cartoon graphics. But you play that, and you don't even you
I'll be
forget that
honest.
you're playing a cartoon game.
I'll be honest on it, just to quickly say, I know you said you didn't play No Mercy, but I don't know about you, Colin, but don't you think Def Jam Fight for New York had a lot of mechanics similar to No Mercy? I know it sounds crazy, but it really was. It's like you grapple, and then you could literally like Irish whip them. Like it was only like basic, like up, down, left, right, and then you can do like a wrestling move. But in Def Jam's, like you do like a jukebox kind of like smash sort of thing.
I think it actually used. It might use the same engine.
Oh, okay.
Or
right,
it might
that
have
would
been
make
made,
sense.
but it has got a thread the same as No Mercy. It might have been the same people who made it, or it might have the same engine. There's something there though, and I'm sure about that.
Colin, I'm gonna believe you in that because I don't have a clue, but I'm just going off the feels of playing them two games. Def Jam Fight for New York does remind me of No Mercy.
Yeah.
But I think you're right what you said before, Colin. I actually like the way they're going for their own like arcade graphic style because
Yeah.
I think it cannot be done. I'll be honest, like I don't think realistic graphics can be done because look at them wrestling games, right? They always bring out a screenshot of the latest of the next wrestling game coming out, and it looks awful. Like the faces look absolutely awful.
I always go back to that Booker T one. Where it's like the latest WWE game, and the TNA game which came out 10 years ago looks a million times better.
Yeah,
I think
or they'll release a concept, and then like the game itself looks absolutely nothing like the concept.
Yeah,
it's like they can't achieve what they've got going in their own head.
Yeah, I don't think it can be done like realistic graphics. I know it can be done in other games like football games, but they have the budget for that. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I just don't think a wrestling game can be done with the amount of characters in that game. That the rosters are massive. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way to be able to get everybody's face looking good. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's a good idea for them to like. I actually think the graphics now look good, but I think the graphically it's going to improve over time, but the art style is going to stay the same. So people on the YouTube, I've seen a lot of people in YouTube comments being like, oh, it's early in development, it's not going to look like that. I'm sorry to say it is going to look like that. It's just I think graphically it will look nicer and sharper, but the art style is not going to change in my eyes. I don't think the art style is going to change at all. That's going to put a lot of people off.
Yeah, I don't think it should change.
No,
it reminds me of the Street Fighter games.
Right, okay.
Do you know like how the characters look?
Yeah, like the characters have big hands, big
hands and stuff. Yeah, big features. Yeah. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
I mean, Kenny Omega's chest.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah.
Ripped up chest.
It looks like a toy figure sort of thing. But again, even the style of the graphics, like the chest and the over the top muscles, it did remind me of No Mercy, even though it was an N64 game. That's what I got from watching that trailer. But that wasn't the only game announced. There was two more. I will go with the last game that they announced because there's not really much to go off, and I'll be honest, I'm not excited for it at all. And that was the casino game, and that's the game that is coming out this winter on internet. It's the casino one. They didn't really show much on it, and I'm scared it's going to be a casino game with AEW Colt on it.
I think it's going to be a gambling app. That's exactly like real money. You're playing real poker, you're playing real slots, but it's just going to be AEW branded, like Double or Nothing, all in. That's what it's going to be. It's not a wrestling thing. It's like if you go to a casino and you see like a Superman slot machine.
Yeah.
It's not a Superman thing. It's a slot machine with Superman stickers on. That's all it's going to be.
Yeah, that's what I
think. It's going to be real money.
Oh, okay, go on, Anna. You tell us what you think, because I'm absolutely lost on this.
You go on the actual website. They're talking about the prizes are going to be AEW merchandise, and you're going to be able to like enter tournaments and stuff. So I think the only real money that's going to be involved is going to be like sort of on a pay-to-win basis. Like where you sort of buy tokens and play like that, or like you can either wait 10 hours for 10 more tokens, or you can just put on £5.
So it's going to work.
I think it's going to be more like that.
So it'll work like a kids arcade with tickets, where you get 1,000 tickets and you can get something.
I think if you go off the website, that's the vibe they're giving off.
That's really cool if it is.
They're not talking about like dealing in real money. They're talking about like dealing in merchandise.
Yeah, I mean that from what you said, that actually makes it sound a lot better to me. But I am still concerned though, because I think it might, in my eyes, I could be very wrong. I'm only guessing as well. Is you're gonna have to pay real money to get the tickets, and then you can try and get merchandise. But in a way, I could be very wrong in saying this, but in a way, it's no different than winning real money, except for you have to buy the T-shirt with the money you win. Do you know what I mean? That's what concerns me. But I really hope they prove me wrong, because I don't like, I really don't like apps like this, to be honest. But that's just the way I feel. But there was one more game that was announced, and I don't know about you guys. I do love a good mobile game. If I find a good mobile game, I'm pretty addicted to it. Even if it's not the best, I still get quite addicted to it. I play it like daily, like only for like half an hour or something like that. But I still play it quite a lot. And this next game, it ticked every box for me in terms of it being a mobile game, because it's like I love being like a GM and I love setting up matches and I love that kind of style of like playing. Like even in the wrestling games, the 2K games when they got a GM mode, I love that mode. You know what I mean? Sometimes I put more time in that mode than I do playing the actual game.
Yeah.
But having it as a mobile structure, I think it could work really well.
Perfect for it.
I think GM mode on a mobile is perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
Just sat in the toilet and you just like bang out a couple of matches. You don't have
Yeah.
to commit to like 15 minutes of playtime. Just like I'm going to set up these matches and then carry on my days.
Yeah.
Perfect setup for GM mode.
I mean, are you guys like fans of like mobile games? Like, is there any mobile games that you play more than you feel like you should, like a guilty pleasure sort of thing?
If I do get one, I'll play it for like a week or two.
Yeah.
But I'll play it quite a lot.
Right.
And then I'll forget about it.
Yeah, of course.
But I reckon something like GM mode would like keep me
Yeah.
Let's say that. I think
invested
something
for a
like a
while.
GM mode would keep you sort of interested, just to see how your matches are doing and stuff. Like,
Yeah. It works perfectly because it's like you can book the matches that will take about 20 minutes, maybe longer or less. We don't know how the game works just yet, and then you turn the game off and you carry on your day. You come back to whatever it is you're doing, and then you check up on your matches. Cody beat Darby Allin. My ratings have gone up 10% this week. I love stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's so interesting. We don't know how how detailed it'll be.
I think the matches will be instantaneous, personally, but it's still the same idea. You don't have to sit there playing the game. You just like
No,
tap a
yeah.
few things.
I hope you don't see the matches. Obviously, like
Well,
I
you
hope
can
it's
watch them. Like it showed them in the trailer that you can watch the matches happen.
Right. See, I don't know if it's just because I'm one of them like grindy guys. Like I prefer it to be. I hope they have an option when it's like I create like a pay-per-view. I can go off and then I come back an hour later and be like, oh, here's the results of the pay-per-view I did and how well it did, how much money I spent and how much money I've gained or lost, sort of thing. I think that's like compared to the wrestling games we have on mobile phones now. Like I have downloaded a couple of them, and they're just no thought put into them at all. It's literally Candy Crush, and then every time you do like a line, the wrestler on the top will punch the other wrestler.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is just Candy Crush with a different coat on it. Like there's nothing about it that screams wrestling. But having like a GM mode, I'm excited for this. I'll be honest.
I think it'd be cool, like if I could see what how the show you were booking
Yes.
would be.
Yeah, I would love
See like how your shows are doing and compete against each other.
Yeah. I actually hope it's like it's set in real time. I know people hate that, but I think for a mobile game it works. And what I mean is like it goes off real time. So every Tuesday you'll have to book a Dynamite show. Every Tuesday you have to book a Dark Dynamite show. Every Wednesday you have to do Dynamite show itself. AEW Dark, so I meant to say. And then like every like Sunday, so often, maybe every 2 weeks, you'll have to book that pay-per-view match. And then obviously we can, if you have the app and you have the app, we can compare and see, on the leaderboards who's actually doing the best, who's putting the right matches on, and depending how in depth the game can go, like building the matches itself would be fun. It's in a way as well.
Yeah,
sounds like Animal Crossing for wrestling.
Yeah, honestly, but like a lot of mobile, I don't know if you know, but a lot of mobile games do this already. It's like if you play like Candy Crush, you have like 5 lives, and you have to wait half an hour in real life, or you can pay money to get your lives back, sort of thing. But
that's sort of what I think the casino is going to be like.
Right.
I think that's how the real money is going to be involved.
Yeah.
Rather than an actual traditional casino.
I do actually want to talk a little bit about the presentation as well. Like I got some kicks off this presentation. I thought the humor was like.
Oh yeah, it was funny.
I love it.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah, basically, yeah. What did you love about it, Colin?
Just the whole presentation. I thought it was really funny.
It was.
The way Kenny was like, every time like someone else had finished, he was like, without further ado, and then Cody had come out or something, or Audrey Edwards.
It was this subtle like speaking, like he was so gentle and so like.
Literally 24 hours around the clock.
I tell you who made me laugh the most. It was actually Cody Rhodes, because it was like an ongoing joke, right? Everybody that came out was like, when I signed with AEW, I said I want a contract, but I will only sign that contract if I get in charge of the game development.
TK, I want to be
Yeah.
in charge of
Yeah. And then Cody Rhodes is like, oh, I said the same thing. I want to be in charge. And then he said, no, you know shit all about video games. So I signed a contract anyway. I think the humor was like top notch. What did you guys think of the game and t-shirt merchandise? I thought it kind of fell apart.
That was a disappointment. The shirt itself, there's nothing wrong with the shirt. Like,
Right.
if someone handed me that shirt, I'd have no problem walking out the door wearing it. It's an okay shirt. But the hype for it, the way
Right.
everyone was like, Britt Baker's come out and she's like saying, I've mingled with like the greatest designers and this guy and this guy, and like we've come together and we've like spent literally 24 hours a day, we've been building this shirt, and then they come out with like black shirt with like AEW games on it, and it's like, and even their reactions to it, like, wow, that's actually a really good shirt, and it's like, it's not. It's not a good shirt.
I agree with what you're saying, Anthony. Like the t-shirt itself, it's fine. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's bad.
That's it. It's not like.
But
By
it's
all
like,
means, just throw that in the shop and sell it.
yeah,
Make some money. But like the way they hyped it up, like I was expecting something like this kind of like colourful and like.
Yeah, exactly right. Like you're wearing the AEW t-shirt right now. We know like how good they are at these. I mean, it's beyond. Remember, AEW is a t-shirt company, going off WWE. But we all know they have great t-shirts. You know what I mean? Like, and you're wearing one right now. But I think you're right in what you're saying. The joke became like a joke on them in a way. Like, I know, I get they were trying to create a good humor, but yeah, when they revealed it after like 5 minutes of like joking about it, I actually thought you were right. I thought they were gonna rip that shit t-shirt off, and the proper t-shirt was there, but it never came. I was like, okay, fair. I mean, I can't say I'm upset too much by it because
it's not a bad shirt, but it's not a good shirt. It's a shirt.
Yeah.
It's something you can just go to the shop and like, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Well, we talked about all the AEW games. I'm quite looking forward to them myself, especially the console version. Before we leave, is there anything you want to add to the console version of the game? Like, what would you like to see added? I'll start with you, Colin. Like, because I know you're a big wrestling fan in terms of the games. Like, me and you, we play them games for years. What is it you would like for it to come back? Because we've played a lot of crap games.
We have.
A lot of bad games.
I'd like them to have like a good system for like the pins.
Okay, yeah.
Because they always seem to change how you break out of a pin. I'd like them to figure out a good system for it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's not just the pins, it's the
reversals.
submission. Oh, what would you like to see? I think reversals is very hard to do in a wrestling game.
I don't know if any of them actually perfected it, but
reversals
are either well too easy or far too hard.
Yeah.
Like there's never a balance. Like pressing R1 when it pops up. That seems to be the only way they've done it. Like I'm sure they'll figure a way to actually have some sort of parry system similar to how like a fighting game would use.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right in what you're saying. It's not like I said, when you say the pins and the reversals, I actually think everything in terms of like, like the submission moves, all the kind of mini games, should we say, that pop up. I don't know if they should just get rid of them completely, because obviously it's not a simulating kind of type of game anyway. Is there going to be like a fun gameplay way of doing that? Because a lot of the times, it doesn't feel like it works. Do you know what I mean? But I think that's definitely a good one. Is there anything for you, Anthony, you would like to see from this new wrestling game, even if it seems far-fetched?
I want to know what they're going to do with the intergender stuff, because they hinted at it, when you had Hikaru Shida come in and actually attack Kenny Omega. It's like, I want to know, like, where are they going with that? Like, is it going to be, like, are the intergenders going to actually be a big thing? Or is it just going to be like a possibility? Like, you can put women in this match. Or is it going to be like Hikaru Shida can actually challenge for like the heavyweight title, is it going to be? Are they going to take it to that extent? Like, where are they going to go with it? Another thing I've sort of speculated with myself is like, what's the Legends going to be like? They're like WWE's got a Legends roster. I think AEW is going to have a Legends roster as well. They're going to have like DDP is going to be in there. Dustin Rhodes has got to be in there.
Yeah, it'll be very
maybe Lance Storm and Dean Malenko. They're going to be in there. I'm sort of wondering who's going to be in that Legends roster.
There's quite a lot because you could use like Jade the Snake, Taz, Tully Blanchard, quite a few. Whether they're allowed to though, because I reckon WWE have the rights to that likeness.
Yeah, I reckon WWE do have the rights to a lot of legends, but there is a lot of legends that they let slip. Like obviously, I'm sure they can use Jake the Snakes, right? If he's on TV, if he's on AEW TV, I'm sure they have the rights to it.
But I mean, like the license to his likeness in a game. That
right.
Might be different.
No, that's an interesting point. I mean, we've talked about like the core mechanics that are important. Like obviously the gameplay is so important, right? The thing that I want to say lastly before I go is I want to know how the campaign will work. If it does have a campaign, I'm sure it will in some kind of way, because I don't know if you guys, I've not played it, but I've seen the last campaign and the last it was awful. Like they basically tried to copy Fighting With My Family, right? It was basically like that's like you had like a brother and sister. It didn't work. And the one before it didn't work, and I'm guessing the one before that didn't work either. Like
the best ones that WWE have done recently are copying real life storylines.
Yeah, like Daniel Bryan had one, and I think Stone Cold was one before that. Simple had one in the past. Yeah. But even then, like they're the best. But even then, to me, that kind of says we can't create an original story. We just can't do it. You know what I mean? I want to create that new wrestler, and I like to go up the ranks. Do you know what I mean? Like, I love that stuff, creating your own wrestler. I just hope the campaign is, like, really engaging. Do you know what I mean? Like, I hope it is fun. Yeah. Do you guys think do you think they'll be able to pull it off?
I reckon so.
Yeah. I mean,
depends what Kenny's focusing on. Like, when he was talking about being able to like sort of pick it up and play it, it's like, is his main focus going to be the fun of it, or is he actually going to like focus on a sort of story campaign?
I actually think his focus is the gameplay. I'll be honest, because obviously he is quite experienced with Street Fighter, but not just Street Fighter though. The competitive scene of Street Fighter, obviously stuff like that. This is me guessing. I don't know, but that's what I would say. I think the campaign. I don't think they've even started that campaign. I think this game is quite a way off from what we can see.
I think they're getting the core mechanics down first.
Yeah. This was very early footage.
They'll make that perfect before they do anything else, I reckon.
Yeah. Just before we go, I want to ask you one more thing, guys. What's your hype out of 1 to 10 for the AEW console wrestling game? I'll start with you this time, Anthony.
At the moment, I'm sort of in the middle, like sort of maybe 5, 6, because I don't know. I don't know where. Like at the moment, I feel this could go anywhere.
It's true. Like, it's very.
As I said there at the start, it's more for me. It's conceptually like the idea. As a massive AEW fan, the idea of an AEW game being sold to me, like, you know, like in the sense of like you could get a piece of shit, put it in an AEW case, and go there you go, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, AEW.
Yeah.
Realistically, it's like I don't know what to make of it quite yet.
Sure.
So talk to me like 3, 6 months, and then once more's been shown, I could give a more sort of solid opinion of it.
Yeah, I mean, I promise I won't speak to you until 6 months. I'm only joking. But I do get what you're saying. It's very early. It can go anywhere at this point. But what about you, Colin?
I'm probably overhyped for it.
Right. Like, what's your number? If you had to stick a number.
10. 10. Okay. I can't wait. It's been like 10 years since I've actually been able to play a wrestling game that wasn't shite.
Well, what happens if you open the case and it's just an AEW shirt?
Yeah.
I'll be fine with that. This AEW game shirt made by the best designers in the world. And they were working around the clock, literally
What clock were
24
they
hours.
working around? A fucking sundial.
Yeah. No, I think I understand where you're coming from, Colin, because I'm the same as you, and I'm gonna have to give it a 10 in terms of hype, because pretty much for the same reasons as you, to be honest, Colin. I think you hit the nail on the head. I'm gonna give it a point for each year I've been disappointed by a wrestling game. I feel like I have bought a wrestling game in the last 10 years, of course I have, but I've not enjoyed a wrestling game in the last 10 years, because what we're getting is the same game every year. The wrestling simulation style, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Some people like it, and I get that, but it's not working for me. It's not worked for a long time. So yeah, I got to agree with you, Colin. But on a different note, it's the No Mercy thing that's getting me. Like, having a game that prestigious coming back in today's wrestling gaming, it's genius. I can't believe, like, I actually, when Kenny Omega like announced, and the respect he gave that company, having the guy come out and actually talk for a little bit, and was that, to me, I was like, this guy's a gamer. He gets it. Like, I love this idea. Like, he doesn't want to just create another wrestling game with good graphics, sell it that way. He wants to create a good wrestling game. That's what I got from it. Yeah. Yeah, No Mercy back in 2021, maybe, hopefully we'll see. But yeah, that was our discussion of the new AEW wrestling game. Don't forget to subscribe. It really does help the channel go a long way, and check out our other content. For now, guys, thanks for joining me. GG's.
GG's.
GG's.